Good morning. It's my huge pleasure to meet you today. My name is Jason Lee. I'm president of HYBE America. Now, many of you might assume, based on my title, that I will be unveiling recent joint venture partnership with Dunamu, and it's like a JV company levels. And it's also our upcoming like a digital collectibles launching plan. And yes, indeed, we are focused on enhancing worldwide fan experiences leveraging blockchain technologies. However, let's put the business aspect aside for a moment. I thought about actually how to use the most out of like my 20 minutes presentation today. And since many other speakers are covering like good use cases and latest technical improvements, I really wanted to use this time to talk about how I envision a better future with blockchain technologies as an enthusiast who actually really appreciate the foundational value of blockchain and its positive impact. I also wanted to talk about like, how to resolve the scalability issue current blockchain industry is facing. Since the dawn of blockchain in 2008, we have encountered like, numerous gyrations. Although recent launchings of DeFi, DAO, P2E, NFT accelerate their build-up once again, however, we still have difficulties with scalability. Research says that 300 million like a blockchain wallet exists, while 5.2 billion internet users. There are 5.2 billion internet users in the world. So if we conservatively assume that each of the wallet holders has 2 crypto wallets, then that means merely 3% of entire internet population hold blockchain wallet. And we are all in the blockchain race to winning the competition against each other to take this 3% small pie, which then led me to this question. What if this 3% is held by a single one blockchain player? And how could this player increase its market penetration ratio from 3% to 30%, like 10x? And what could it offer to actually significantly increase and expand the market presence while winning the competition against leading internet players? The content and like media industry is all about fandom. It's about creating the best content and experiences, delivering it seamlessly, and organically building, voluntarily expanding fan communities. Throughout this journey, new business models are created, and this is very important. Stickiness is cultivated, stickiness. And HYBE's business model is mainly based on this fandom unity, and we grow along by nurturing fans to become like advocates and promoters of the artists and fans and content. It's like converting users into like fans and also make them a powerful growth factor. And I think now is the right time to implement fandom amenity into the blockchain industry. So today, I'd like to talk about how to co-evolve with users and grow a larger blockchain fandom basis. So by doing so, we can make them participate in the blockchain ecosystem as promoters and like advocates. So from now on, let me begin with thirst for ownership. We all know that Web 2.0 economy is like more like a content and platform generated traffic revenue model. It's quite long. So basically, platforms provide users with content, and users log into their account to access the content. In the beginning, it was a great liberating idea, allowing users to access the free content. Well, advertisers pay for content, and platforms actually get the margin from its traffic flows. Everything actually seemed quite fair. However, once users got more sophisticated and data privacy concerns began to rise, users started to ask a question like this. where is the value of providing my data going? It seemed like my data became like new fuels and oils, empowering trillion-dollar platforms. And platforms that began to recognize this kind of concern started to launch subscription models. And some users started to pay for it while not providing data anymore and asking platforms not to track their behaviors. However, still most of the internet users are watching free content while providing their data at very cheap prices. Meanwhile, global ads market has kept growing, and also platforms and service providers, actually basically whose source of business as usual data have also kept growing. And there are really many business models coming up in the data privacy sectors. So then internet users started to say this: okay, if my data has this much economic value, wouldn't there be a good way to monetize the data for myself? It sounds quite natural to ask this question. However, the users soon face a limit of reality because there is no place to, for example, upload my ID, my data, my content I created, and also put banners to monetize my data and my lifestyle. It means that although the real owner of the data is users, but actual ownership has been operated by platforms and service providers. And that's how the current digital web ecosystem looks like. And yes, that means the current web ecosystem is based on data brokerage economy as opposed to a data ownership economy. And it's almost impossible individuals flip this situation in a short period of time. So, what if blockchain industry help users bring back their data ownership and controlling power? I think resolving this issue might be quite crucial and critical in satisfying internet users' needs. If we can offer the data ownership and a whole new ecosystem with unity, utility, and inclusivity and immersive experiences, I believe users will join a blockchain ecosystem as advocates. So how can you achieve this kind of scale-up movement? So in fact, this concept of ownership economy is linked to the challenges blockchain industry has faced. Because this ownership economy could be a direction to achieve a decentralization value. So over the course of the last many years, many key blockchain players have tried to implement decentralization approach over smart contract, data privacy, and many other resource sharing areas. However, many times it's not easy for an operators to structure and build a truly decentralized service and content ecosystem. Rather, as you know, the content and services which is created and provided by the centralized operator could benefit users more and more. So if users can freely select the use of their data and service scopes, and I think it will lead a decentralized personal data ownership economy. And basically, this direction is also aligned with foundational ideas and characteristics of web. The internet was originally developed, as you know, by centralized military and research information exchange purposes. However, as it is distributed to the public, it became decentralized at the protocol level. But only a handful centralized operators and the platform providers have shaped the market. The general public conceptualized it as a centralized protocol. So in terms of the internet ecosystem layer, there is a World Wide Web as decentralized protocol, and there are really many content service and platform providers as centralized operators. So what if we create a space between these two layers and add this ownership economy model? And in this model, we can add personal ID services and content curating options. And above that, we can add data storage and payment tools and permission settings. It's like a control center of my data, managed, controlled, operated by myself. A place to call home in the web, no unwanted third parties, no data trackings. So I think if it can be realized, I'm sure many users who longed for a true ownership economy will move on to this ecosystem. So let's take a step back and let me walk you through why I think they will move on to this ecosystem. So let's begin with $1 trillion edge economy. So this is current structure of edge economy. So let's take a look into money flow first. So currently, advertisers pay fees to platforms, and platforms pay like a content sourcing and service development cost, and then take a margin. You may remember the number in the previous slide, how much margin they take over there. And then, so from now on, let's add a slightly different scenario here. So within the ownership economy protocol twist, users will opt into dApps to actually provide their encrypted lifestyle data and also to receive neatly curated ads. Advertisers will pay directly to users in return for their watching ads, and users will pay commission to dApps in return for their connecting users with advertisers. In this structure, advertisers can save some ad fees since there is no platform margin exist, and they'll be more agile to in honing their target audiences rather than distribute the ad dollars over anonymous audience data. Ads will no longer be something users have to bear with to access content. It will be used as a promotional DM. And we will see the expected change of this kind of situation, especially in conversion ad space, rather than brand awareness ad space. Now, how about content creator? Do you think they will refuse to join this economy because it seems like staying against existing mega platform ads compensation economy? I don't think so. So basically, advertisers will pay directly to creators, and creators will pay also commissions to dApps in return for dApps connecting creators to advertisers. Creators will have a full control over the ads, which will be seen by users, and will have more room to take the margin on their content investment. So ad attached content will be transited to PPL and brand partnership ads rather than random ads or general sponsorships. Creators could offer both paid and free content options depending on users' ad preference. Then how could users can watch the content in this ecosystem? They will basically search the content, also using dApps by topic, taste, formats, etc., and also use the same dApps or different dApps to play the content. And users will pay commissions depending on their usage of the dApps automatically through smart contract. Now, how about social? There will be dApps which help the users to create social content regardless of formats, and they will use that dApps and also use same or different dApps to make their content more discoverable. User will search, share, and follow others in ownership economy protocol level. There won't be a boundless. There won't be a boundary between platforms. And all this happens, the operator layers will be filled with many different types of dApps, which provide users with boundless content and service connectors. So users will be control of their own data while enjoying a boundless web ecosystem provided by dApps. And most importantly, I'm convinced that this ownership economic model could be run on wallet. Currently, wallet plays a key role in storing and trading NFTs and crypto. But I believe it will ultimately and eventually evolve to like a protocol that store, validate, curate, and shares data, and also owners' information and content while controlled by wallet owners. Truly web-wide, worldwide wallet, like a global passport at last. And we will see a new flow of wallet protocol economy under the World Wide Web protocol. So when this new ecosystem is up and running, existing platform businesses will join the DM race. Then what would be the success formula, key success factors to win in this DM race? Well, actually, it's almost impossible to predict at this moment, but I can derive some hints from fandom business-like experiences. So to engage more with users, it's imperative to simplify. So first of all, a simple and intuitive service UIs will be the key. And considering that in this borderless space where services and content platforms merge and compete, users will be more in need of an intuitive search features within the app ecosystem to streamline the information. So I believe powerful search matters more, even in this ecosystem, and the connectivity between wallet and dApps would be really critical. Well, many players who actually lead this worldwide wallet economy would matter in the future, and personally, I hope that many mainnets, leading mainnets, actually sit and talk together to create a royalty-free global worldwide wallet together to win the scalability first. As Kronos Group recently called a coalition to create an open XR community and consortiums. Actually, if that happens, I know it's not easy, but if that happens, it will dramatically change the dynamics of the competition against the existing internet players. And lastly, the app that actually connect users with boundless lifestyle content will win big in securing share of time spent. Or this indicator, actually, I like this indicator. This indicator will be more important in user-centric wallet economy because it centers around a limited time span of users. So users will have the wallet as their digital life control center. The more diverse lifestyle content is covered seamlessly, the more users will grow attached to the dApps. And finally, I'd like to talk about NFT market in the wallet economy. You know, the current NFT market resembles to the mobile market in early 2000s. Back then, all the digital content were accessed and consumed via TV, console, home appliances. However, the fast forward mobile-first concept, mobile started to drive ads, content consumptions, gaming, verifications, and payments. And in short, mobile now became the standard, and no one argues about the importance and the value of the mobile these days. So we are still in the early stage of NFT market. Although visual art and first somewhat settled down, still utility and dynamic features of NFT are a hot topic in the market. Just like a mobile paved the way in building a new digital ecosystem and now became the standard, I think NFT will eventually become a tool to drive a consumer shift in daily life. So once scalability is achieved through this kind of ownership economy protocol, and boundaries like digital collectives will be reshape our lives. And I think NFT will be positioned like a fundamental tools of storage and trading of digital assets, and it will also contribute to build a on and offline connectivity in users' life. HYBE will also take an active part in shaping this space along with Dunamu and through our new partnership levels. And we are building a long-term roadmap, trusting that digital collectibles and NFT will be one of the foundational technologies and utilities in the new digital era. And we will take every step very carefully and forward, making incremental development together. So that's it. Thanks for listening. So I hope you enjoy the rest of the conference and have a good memories in Busan. Thank you so much. 감사합니다.